It's history in the making. This, yeah. When we did Zoom shows last year, it was like, we do Zoom shows, and it's soul crushing. It's like your life gets taken away, but I still want to perform, still want to make people laughing, they're at home and they're stressed. I'm like, we did a show every single week, a weekly show, we did it for free, and it's hard to get audience members to come out, but this next man was out every single week, and it's like, just to have that support, make you feel, oh yeah. I'm like, oh, thanks for supporting, it means a lot, like just being there. And then you realize, like, nobody likes crappy Zoom comedy that much. I'm like, he's there because obviously he wants to do comedy. He's got some interest in comedy. And yeah, and like he said, in the future, I'd like to try it someday. And that day is here, guys. That day is here. And I know he's an awesome dude, and he's going to go on to hilarious things where we do awesome shows together. This is the very first one that he's going to remember this night together, and you are too. So please give a very warm Niagara-on-the-Lake welcome to Niagara-on-the-Lake's own Dansaturner, everybody!
True. This is my first show, and yeah, I'm not actually a comic. I'm actually an economist. But as Dave was saying, I'm not going to make any jokes about the economy because the economy kind of is a joke. But I do have a joke on insurance. Very funny, I know. So I've always had this thought: how are some of these businesses, like let's say skydiving, like who's the insurance company that thought, like, yeah, I'll cover that. Like that seems like a good business to get into. That seems like something. Oh yeah, I can totally see myself making money off that. But I always wonder too, how are these people who are insuring those axe throwing businesses? Like, let's get a bunch of people into a building and throw axes down a small alleyway. That seems safe, that seems fine. We can make money insuring that. Nothing bad will ever happen. But here's an even better thought. How do these places get liquor licensed? How is it that these guys are able to say, you know what, you want to come in here, we'll give you a few beers, give you a few axes, what could go wrong? And yet somehow the insurance company said, yeah, we can figure out a policy for that. And now I'm not complaining at all, because I love the idea that there is an insurance broker out there that is putting a policy together so that I can go, I can have a few beers, I can throw a few axes, and I can miss. That's all. Again, not complaining. I'm glad that those guys are able to, somehow put a policy together. I wouldn't want to pay the premium, but I'm glad that they give us those chances anyways to go out there. Now, I don't have a lot of jokes, but the next one was actually, I wasn't trying to, I was really not in a funny mood. I was seeing all the crazy news in the world. It always seems like the farther away the news has come from, internationally, you're looking at things like war. Nationally, you're looking at all the horrible things our country did in its past. Even provincially, as this Doug Ford guy always has bad news. So I thought, you know what, let me look locally. There's got to be something good. So I pull up the Niagara this week, and the first article I see is Marine Land facing criminal charge over dolphin performance. And I thought to myself, that's not very nice. I mean, these dolphins are trying the best they can. Like, why are we saying that to criminal? I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, hey, they're not Cirque du Soleil, but if I was stuck in a tank all day, and if I was 1,000 pounds and had fins, I probably wouldn't be doing a good job either. Like, I don't know, criminal quality, I guess. Okay, so you guys have been getting a lot of crazy calls lately. Like, I get a lot of scammer calls, or I get a lot of people calling me saying like, hey, you've got a package and it's been seized and you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Well, I think that, we're on the defensive these days. We're getting so many calls of these people. I like to try to mess them around a little bit, like try to creep them out as much as possible. So when they're saying like, yeah, we've got a package of yours that's seized, and I like to say, oh, I got a package for you, buddy. I'm glad you called. And I try to think of other ways to mess around. Like sometimes, you ever get telemarketers and they're trying to sell you something and they just take so long to get to the point of what they're trying to sell, and you just want to hang up on them. I don't hang up on them though. I'll wait and see how long can I keep them on the phone. So if they're selling something, okay, let's say they're selling towels, I'll say, you know what, I was really wanting to buy a lot of towels. This guy's thinking, oh, I'm going to make my salary for the year in this guy. I tell him I really want to buy a lot, but I just heard someone at the door, just one moment. And then I'll go, and I'll take my time. I'll make myself a sandwich. I'll watch an episode of Friends. I'll do my taxes. And then if I come back and they're still there, I say, how absorbent are these towels? And then I say, oh, you know what, I'm good. I didn't see you later. But you know what, for too long I've been going just on the defensive. I thought, you know what, it's time for us to go on the offensive. It's time for us to start calling some of these guys and giving them some trouble. So I started with the ones that tell you, please give us a call. Like, you always hear like on Sham Wow commercials, like, you gotta call us in the next 10 minutes because we can't do this all day. So I gave him a call and I said, yeah, like I was thinking about this, but like just how absorbent are they? And then just see how long I can keep them going. But My favorite one was, okay, does anyone know, especially if you're ever listening to anything on rabbit ears from Buffalo, can anyone finish this phrase? Have you been hurt in a car?
Oh,
All right, so I actually called them. But again, my goal was to creep them out as much as possible. So my thought was this. I called them, I said, hey, so are you the guys that you're supposed to call when you get in a car accident? And the lady on the phone's like, yeah, of course. Yeah, how can I help you? I said, thinking about going for a drive this weekend. I'll call you Saturday. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Good job, buddy. If only you could have seen my first time. It was way, way worse than that. Way. That was awesome. Good. Bright future, my friend. Bright future. We're going to bring you back here. Exchange again. Like I said, this is on Cook Weekend 3. We used to, when back in the day, we sold out like a whole year and a half.